Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the show. I think you can see I'm sort of in my happy place. A couple of reasons. I've got plants surrounding me. I've got a wonderful friend, Linda Griffith, here from my happy place, Salado, Texas. Come all the way to Waco to the 21st floor of the Alico building.
Love it.
Linda, thank you for making the trip
Oh,
to come
absolutely.
up and to talk about the Native Plant Society of Texas.
Absolutely love to do it. It's
I
always a
well,
topic.
this, this is your passion, and we're going to be talking more specifically about these different plants. But first, let's talk about the chapter that you're involved with, the Tonkawa chapter.
Okay.
What do you have to be a master gardener to be a part of this?
Now, the Native Plant Society is based on bringing people in for education. We don't require membership in any other organization and we don't require hours. You just have to like to get your fingernails dirty. And you like to talk about native plants. And the most important thing our chapter does is educate. uh, I brought today some of the tough guys because we had talked about growing in a drought situation. And
And we've had serious drought
we have,
in
and we
Texas.
will again. I mean, it's a little, right now it's a little unusual. We've had so
Hmm.
much rain that, we look like a rainforest, but you and I both know that's not going to last. Uh, Come July, it's going to be in the hundreds and everything's going to be wanting
Toasty.
yes, they're going to be wanting a drink, but these guys don't really require it. We have over 5,000 different species in the state of Texas of native Texas plants, and they're all drought. I would say probably 90% are drought and cold tolerant, which makes them the best. You buy from the big stores, we don't speak Chinese. They speak Texan. They've been here forever and they know how to deal with this. I mean, it's a little tough right now,
Well,
but
you have to adapt. I mean, we all have to adapt to the climate, how it is. But it has varied a good bit
it has.
over the
It really
years.
has. And we've noticed that in some instances, native plants are beautiful, but that's not their job. Their job is to feed pollinators.
Hmm.
3/4 of the planet's food comes from insects, believe it or not. But they have to eat, and they don't necessarily eat squash and tomatoes. They eat the pollen from the blooms.
Sure.
Central Texas is a major migratory path. They
It's
can't,
important.
yes, it is. It's
Yeah.
definitely. And the monarchs, I brought a white mist, and it's a monarch magnet. What they do is on the migratory paths, they
Hmm.
spend their winters in Mexico, and then they come back through.
Well, now I
They
have some.
Oh, good for you.
I
That's wonderful.
But what I have is the tropical milkweed, which I've heard some say. I know I get that look from you for
Well,
a.
the problem with it is there is, and unfortunately, I don't have that type of education, but they have within that tropical one where a
Hmm.
lot of the big stores
That's what right.
remain nameless will sell them as milkweed, and there are uh, bio things that live in the plant that can kill them. And they will last, they will keep the monarchs from going on and
Really?
doing the,
See, now I had heard, and this is where I need a master gardener to
no,
set me
not,
straight, but that they need the milkweed because it does provides a toxin to the monarch that keeps the predators from eating the monarchs. So is that true? Not true?
it's absolutely true.
Okay, so
Uh,
that is true. Good.
and just so they won't get on me, I'm actually not a master gardener or a master naturalist.
Okay.
I'm a native plant lady.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Texas is broken into zones. Certain things grow in this zone. We're such a big state; they're not going to grow in like on the Gulf Coast or up in the mountains. The milkweeds that grow in our zone are the antelope horns.
Okay.
Everybody's seen them, big old antelopes. A green, a zyzotis, and there is a texana. Those are for our area. They
Okay.
will come, they will lay their eggs, the caterpillar will grow, and you're right. With that milkweed milk, nothing will eat the, well, not nothing, but for the most part,
Yeah,
it does protect
I've never
them.
seen caterpillars on the tropical milkweed. They love
Hmm.
it as a flower, but
It's not a real good thing. And I'll be
okay.
more than happy to replace that for
I would,
you.
well, I'm glad to know that because I will. It comes back pretty prolifically.
Yeah,
And I have given the seeds away and
no, I wouldn't. I would take that
well,
guy,
thank you
jerk
for
it out,
setting me
throw it in a
straight.
trash can, and put it in the trash. They are beautiful.
Yeah, no,
But
it's
replacement is the tuberosa because you've got
okay. Tell me again the
milkweeds,
name of that.
tuberosa, and it
Tuberosa.
has a beautiful cluster of orange blooms. There's two different kinds of plants. I mean, you've got the fall plants where it's nectar. They've got to
Mm-hmm.
have
Oh
food
yeah, they have to
to
have it.
help them on their multi-generation path from Mexico back home. And there's the host. Now, those are the milkweeds. The host is where they lay the eggs, where the caterpillars grow, and then they eat all the leaves and everything.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The nectar plants are the ones that'll take care of them. And fall aster is the next. The native lantanas
Right.
are a
Now we
great
planted
one.
more lantana.
And now, not the non ones. I mean, you
The
need the one
non-native.
that's red and orange.
Okay,
Confetti is not a
which
native.
is pretty,
It
but
is pretty, but it's not a native.
okay.
And it doesn't do what they need to do. These are hardworking guys.
Yeah.
They have a purpose. And they're, as long as we can keep them going in the right season, then we're okay. And
Mm-hmm.
these guys are some of the best you can get. That white mist will have beautiful clusters, and before you know it, at certain times of the year, it's covered in monarchs.
Okay, see, I've never had a white mist.
Well,
That
you've
is
got one
something.
now. I'll be happy to send it home. You can
Okay.
dig up that milkweed and put that white mist in its
Well, that's
place.
absolutely what we will do because thought we were doing the right thing.
Everybody does. I mean, that's what we're about. That's what
Uh-huh.
the Native Plant Society of Texas is about, is education. That's part of our mission
Mm-hmm.
statement. Because if you don't know, I mean, a lot of people don't know that honeybees are not native Texans.
Oh,
They're from Europe. They were
okay.
brought over
Sure.
to supply honey, which, yay, that's
We love
wonderful.
it, yeah.
And we love our honey. And a lot of the native bees will do this. But in fact, I don't know if you can see it, but these little guys right here in the middle of this wine
Yeah.
cup,
Mm-hmm.
those are native bees. Native bees don't hive and they don't sting. They pollinate. That's their job.
Really?
Yes. And they're beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
some of them are tiny little green iridescent things.
I've
No
seen
bee.
them.
You've got a native bee. Most
Okay.
people, they're everywhere. You just have to learn to know
Know what
which
you're looking at. Well,
ones.
there's so many. What do you say? 800
There are over
species.
800 species of native plants. Of course, they'll change per
Mm-hmm.
zone because, the ones that live here live on the zone plants that will grow in our area.
Well, that makes sense
And a lot
for
of them
sure.
are crossover. I mean, Turk's cap will grow in a lot of different
Okay, so
zones.
I have the pink kind of melony color
Mm-hmm.
Turk's cap.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a bad one? Do I need to pull it
Not
out too?
bad.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's a cultivar. It is a
Right, it's
variety
a
of
variety of
them.
the red ones you
Yeah.
normally see,
And
but
what is so really neat about a lot of the native plants are they're edible. There's a little apple on that Turk's cap.
uh-huh.
Now I'm not saying you're going to make a casserole out of it, but you just taste it and they're good. I mean,
Really, I have
no,
never eaten one of my
those
Turk's
little
caps, but
apples are good. And we're
okay.
working our chapter right now is working in with the schools in Salado.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in a project called Teach for the Future.
Yeah.
And we're working with Dr. Ted Smith, who's our executive director of all the schools. He's amazing. He's also one of our members. So he likes to get in there and get his hands dirty too. But we're working on a classroom. It's called Earth Science Native Plant Texas Native Plants Teaching Garden.
Mm.
And we're having a groundbreaking on Thursday at 8:30, weather permitting. But it's each of the gardens will be sponsored and maintained, which is a big word when you're doing gardens in a
Mm-hmm.
village, maintaining.
Yeah.
But our library will have one. Garland Sheldon Autoplex is sponsoring our Monarch Garden. Texas Parks and Wildlife is sponsoring a pocket prairie. All of these are educational for all of Bell County, and they'll be open to the public and the schools. We're hoping to have a weather uh, system where we can monitor the weather and it goes to the schools so they can see that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing pollinator gardens, but we're trying to educate the middle school and the different, elementary. We have a beautiful garden in the Salado Elementary. This is our future, and we have to impress on them how important it is to save these.
Yeah.
Because, do you like tomatoes?
Oh, yeah.
Guess who your main pollinator is? A big old fat bumblebee.
Oh, yeah.
And they're actually used by professional tomato growers because they need bumblebees to pollinate
Mm-hmm.
the
And
tomatoes.
we have quite a few bumblebees in our
Mhm.
garden, and it's a purple.
They love this.
That's what I usually see them in.
They love mealy blue sage. This is a great one.
That's a beautiful. I mean, the size of the blooms on
Tough
it
as
is so pretty.
nails. Tough as nails.
Mhm.
They are beautiful.
And it does spread,
oh
but
yeah.
it's not necessarily a
It's
bully.
not considered invasive because
Right.
if you don't, I mean, invasive normally means that it's growing someplace you don't want it.
Yeah, the definition of a weed is a plant growing where you don't want it to be.
One man's weed is another
Oh, no, that's
pollinator's lunch.
Yeah.
So invasives normally are from another country. They're not meant to be here. Yeah, they're pretty, but it needs to be more than that. They need to
Yeah.
look after things, and this will do it.
Mm. Yeah, and it is just a beautiful
It is,
plant.
and
Uh,
it just goes at it all the time.
Great specimen in the garden, and so important for the bees. This little guy up here. So tell me what.
This is a wine cap.
Oh, a wine! I
yeah,
see the bloom there.
and he
I
was
have
pretty,
always
but
wanted a wine cap.
well,
and
now
that's
you
what you
have
have
one.
a picture of, right? That's what
yeah, we
that one
have
is.
the wine cup is, and these are
Well,
for
I
you
said
to.
wine cap, wine cup.
I'm sorry. It's Turk's cap, and it's in
Yeah.
there someplace. There it is. Yeah, that's the wine cup.
Yeah.
And
So it's kind of a buttercup shape
yes, it is, and
flower.
it'll grow as a ground cover,
Uh-huh.
or we
Yeah,
have
it's a spiller. I mean, you could
Oh,
do
yeah.
that for a pot.
we
for a-
have it. We have gardens at the
combination
Salado
plant.
Middle School.
Mhm.
They're raised gardens, and they keep sending me pictures of these things in full bloom, and they're just cascading down the front, and
Yeah.
they're just beautiful. These really are pretty, but they are so vital because right now monarchs are down. The last time I looked, 63%.
No.
Yes. And all of our insects are going down. Many of them are endangered. Birds endangered, insects, all of them, because habitat loss. I mean, when you see Salado, all those new subdivisions.
Yeah, there's a lot of building.
Well, you're destroying a lot of these. But if we can teach people the importance of not putting in things that are not from here, put in
Right.
a native plant, then you are not only making your yard beautiful, but you're supporting the environment.
Oh, it's vital. I mean,
is
it
absolutely.
it truly is vital. I know, of course, April, that's when you normally have your plant. So
Yeah,
how did that go this year?
it was phenomenal. All these people in these subdivisions that I'm grumbling about
Uh-huh.
all showed up with their wagons.
Did they? Oh, see,
It was
that
like
makes you feel good.
wonderful. They'd come in and say, "Well, I live in this new subdivision and I have nothing but dirt." And we're going, "You are
Hey.
just the people we're after.
We got something for your dirt.
Have we got you covered?" And they'd take one load out and come back for another. And the beauty of our plant sales is all of our chapter members come out, and somebody. What do I put in full sun? What do I put here? Well, we've got them. Every one of our plant sales are all separated. So these are shade, these are full sun, these will bring in
Well,
monarchs.
because that's an issue. I mean,
Mhm.
some people have more sun than.
And there's
They're
something
not.
for everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got native plants for deep shade
Yeah.
and then others for both. We have another plant sale coming up October 25th.
Okay.
And that'll focus, we have everything because, people say, oh, you can't plant that now. Yeah, you can. It may not be perfect, and it's always better to plant early so that they have the winter to grow, add on all those lovely roots. But you can do it. And we'll have a lot of trees, and there'll be a lot of good fall plants there.
Hmm.
Fall asters and just
Yeah,
there's
there are
some
some plants that don't show out until right at the end of the
they're
season.
very seasonal. We've got in our teaching garden at the Salado schools at the Civic Center. Well, it's now the administration building, but we've got summer, fall, winter, and spring. And in each one of those gardens will be planted the plant that will be available to pollinators at those different things.
Hmm.
One of them, winter, we're going to put up a sign that says brown is beautiful. People go, oh, well, they die. Well, they'll die back in the winter, but you can't count them out because birds will come in and feast on those seeds, and insects will live safely in the dead growth, all the dead leaves. And
That is something we have started doing, and we did learn this really from our watching Gardener's World, which is my wonderful British show.
good
And of
for
course,
you. I know,
I
they're
have this.
great.
Yeah, Monty Don is a rock star, and
They're
I
very
I
funny.
love to I love to watch that and have dreams of my cottage English cottage garden, which we're in Central Texas, and it's not,
Yes, it
but we're pretty
is.
close to it because we're trying to put the plants in
Good for you.
that will kind of pack in sort of close, bring us color, attract birds, hummingbirds, and obviously the insects, the pollinators. But yeah, it's a process. It's a process. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I want to hear more specifically about some of these other plants. And you had mentioned your event in October. It's really pretty exciting what you've got going on in October in Salado. So we'll have more on that when we come back. Today's show is brought to you by Main Event Entertainment Center. They've got it all. They've got bowling, virtual reality, laser tag, billiards, shuffleboard, and more. And if you mention my name, Ann Harder, when you're booking, you get double arcade play free. And if you book by July 24th, your guest of honor will play free. For your next main event, it's Main Event, 2420 Creekview Drive in Waco, right next to the Cinemark Theaters.
At Mapiful, we believe in celebrating your journey, past, present, and future. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence, elevate creativity, and honor what matters most. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mapiful.com and start celebrating your story today.
And we're back with Linda Griffith, who is with the Native Plant Society of Texas, Tonkawa chapter, and they're based in Fredericksburg, right?
Actually, the headquarters of the state is in Fredericksburg.
Okay.
That's where it was started.
Mm-hmm.
And but we're based at Barrow Brewing in Salado.
Oh yeah,
We're one of
KD
the-
Hill, I love her.
Oh, we love that place. We're one of the fastest growing chapters. Wonder why.
I
Could be
wonder
we're
why.
at Barrows.
Well, and what a great venue! What a great place for all kinds of fun things.
Oh, it is.
And
They're
I've been,
wonderful.
and you all know Salado is my happy place. I love me some Salado, and Salado is where in October there's going to be a big kind of a conference. Let's talk about that.
We are every year the state Native Plant Society has a fall symposium. All the chapters. There are 35 chapters in the state of Texas, over 5,000 members.
That's great.
And we partner with a number of different organizations. And our newest partner, where all of these plants came from, is HEB.
Get out.
Absolutely. HEB is our newest partner. They have their backyard garden areas.
Oh,
And
we've bought a lot of plants from HEB, trust
well,
me.
you can start looking. This
Yeah.
came from the one in Georgetown. These came from Belton, a couple from Killeen. I mean, I wanted to be sure that people realize that.
I did not,
Yeah,
because you want to feel like you're putting the right thing in a Central Texas garden. Obviously, I have not with my tropical milkweed. That is
that's okay.
going. It's
That's
going.
easily fixed.
That's easy, and they do. The volunteers come out pretty easily and so forth. But yeah, HEB is one of the really amazing corporate
We love
partners
'em.
for
They are.
any community that they're in.
They're firmly behind our symposium. The symposium is is primarily for the chapters, but it gets to a point where everybody's registered and they open it to the public.
Uh-huh.
And there's going to be, it's October 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Okay, I got to write that down.
We'd be happy to have you come.
If I'm in
And-
town, I will be there.
Well, and we've got all day Saturday will be speakers from a variety of different things. There will be people testing soil. There's
Oh.
rain gardens, just how to rescue plants from construction sites, all kinds of neat things. And then on Sunday will be our field trips. We always offer field trips. And this year we have some pretty interesting things. We're going to Fort Cavazos.
Oh, really? Going to
And,
Post?
Oh, that is an amazing place. And then to the Galt. And
Oh, the Galt site
yes.
in Williams. Oh, my gosh.
So we're going to be doing
Yeah,
some
and that's
very
kind
cool
of
things.
an appointment-only tour.
It
So if
is,
you could
and
get on that Galt
we have
site
set
tour.
up, and they are in the process of perhaps bringing back some of the native plants that were there. And I haven't,
Well,
I
good
haven't
luck with
begged yet, but I
Good luck
will.
with that. I was with Dr. Warnicki when I did a story at the Galt site. This is an archaeological site.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Totally groundbreaking what they discovered there, and that the peoples that lived in Central Texas, that part of Central Texas, many thousands of years earlier
Older
than they thought.
Clovis. Yeah, that's just
Way earlier than Clovis.
wow.
So when I'm interviewing him, and of course that area is considered a midden, which in those terms, basically it's a dump. It's where when they
Yep.
made their arrows and the points and all that, and they
They
were
left it.
knocking off the flint. So it was refuse. So I picked up, a piece of. I said, "Can I take this as a souvenir?" He said, "No, you may not."
That's
and I dropped it.
That they
He's-
tell you right
He
away.
said, "This is a protected archaeological."
Yes.
Anyway, fascinating. It is one of the most fascinating stories
is.
I have come across. And if you don't know much about it, you can go to the Bell County Museum in Belton. And they have a whole display on it. That's
wonderful.
where I learned about it. And I thought I knew a little bit about Texas.
Well, we're hoping to convince them.
So that you can take some plants out.
Yes.
All right. Well, all right.
We have to do our research
Good
and
luck
find
with
out
it.
what
No,
grew
I think
there.
that's fine.
But
But that area was so they determined because of the topography and the water sources and the aquifer and all those things that's where those ancient peoples first began to live.
you can feel it when you're there.
I know.
You can feel the presence.
I'm just
of-
excited. It has been
it's-
several years since I did that story, but
It's a
and there's a
special
movie
tour
about
for
it
us.
too. The
Stones.
stones
Speaking of the stones,
or the stones are
it
speaking.
was on
or
PBS.
check that out too. I'm
Yes.
telling you, there's fascinating stuff
It is.
involved with the Galt site. So y'all are kind of partnering with them,
We are
hoping
and
to have some plants come
we
back out
are
of there.
Texas Parks and Wildlife. They have an area that's a prescribed burn, because sometimes when it's all these invasives and trashy stuff, they burn it, which allows native plants, pollinators, all these things to grow.
Right.
So
So
we're-
then the things that are supposed to be there will
We'll do that.
do their
We're
thing.
part of something pretty interesting. It's called Homegrown National Park, and it is a program that was established by, everybody has rock stars. Well, we have a gentleman who is Doug Talamay, and he's an incredibly brilliant man, and he started a program called Homegrown National Park.
Mhm.
And if you are in the state of Texas or any state, and you have your garden, which would be eligible for this, you go on their website and they will put that on the map. And you can click on it
Ah.
and see these gardens. And it doesn't have to be big, it can be smaller than your area here
Yeah.
if it's native to your area.
Mhm.
And it's a pretty amazing program. They have a lot of educational things that you can sign up for, that you can go online and Zoom all these programs and learn a lot about it.
Homegrown natural park? or
National.
National park.
Homegrown,
Wow.
it's your own little national
I need
park.
to look him up and get him to come on the show and
Oh, he's a rock
talk
star.
more about that.
He is a rock star. He's from Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh.
Everybody has theirs. Well, he's ours. He's our major person. He's done some incredible things.
So how did you get interested in all this? You say you're not a master gardener?
No, not a master gardener. I was born in Houston and raised most of my life in Salado.
Oh, so
And
right, you've been there a long time.
a long time. And I always noticed that these things were around.
Mm-hmm.
And I just one day decided it was time, if I was going to be doing this properly, I needed to learn how to do it. So I logged on to NPSOT,
Mm-hmm.
NPSOT.org. That is our state native plant website. They have an incredible new database that lists plants, and they put all the information on the sheet that I gave you. It'll tell you where it is, whether it's a perennial, how much water it takes.
Mm-hmm.
But the most important thing is, who does it take care of? And
That's
this
important.
is
Yeah.
very important. It is a nectar source for Texas insects, butterflies, birds will come in to a number of these. So
Mm-hmm.
these are really vital to our existence. And this is, if we can save the planet, this is how we're going to do it. And teaching these kids
Oh, yeah.
how important this
So
is.
important. Okay, so we've talked about the wine cup and we've talked about the mealy blue sage. So what else do we have here on the table?
We have a rock rose.
And I have a rock rose.
You've got one of those.
And they do come up, and I have shared those with other people. That's the
wonderful.
beauty of gardening,
It's
is
amazing.
to share plants. And then I have friends who've gone on to be with the Lord, and their plants, I think of them every time I see them.
It's amazing.
Yeah, how important gardening is for your soul,
It is. It
and
is.
for your physical body as well. But rock rose is it's a wonderful plant. So
It
what
really
what
is.
animals like it?
Well, the rock rose it's moths. People don't think about moths being a
Moths.
pollinator.
Oh, yeah, but they are.
Pollinators are, get this, any kind of insect, butterflies, of course, moths, hummingbirds. Birds are major, and my favorite, bats. People don't think
Bats.
about that. Bats
Yeah.
are not icky.
Well, I
Bats
like
are wonderful.
they eat lots of mosquitoes.
They wipe out that. They depend on the insects, but they also go from plant to plant.
Do they really?
And they do. There is an incredible fruit bat that lives in Mexico that is.
Well, one got in my house one time.
Well, that might
I did
be-
have a fruit bat in the house, and it's cute. He was
Well,
cute as could be, but I
they
had to
are
call
cute, but I
somebody to
don't-
come and catch him.
I don't want them in my kitchen.
No, he doesn't need to be in the
But
house.
they live off that sequoia, that beautiful. They come and they pollinate those beautiful flowers, and then it makes those lovely apples, I think they call them, and then they will come and eat those too. So, don't kill spiders, and unless you think it's going to bite you. But spiders are also a great pollinator
Are
because
they
they will
really?
get out in the yard and they'll
Well,
pass
now
all
I'll
this.
see them, in the garden. I'll see them in the.
They do
and
a
I just
job.
kind of keep my distance if they're big.
Again,
Wolf
I'm not
spiders
gonna,
or whatever.
I'm not going to invite one for Christmas dinner or
No,
anything,
thanks.
but all these things were here for a reason. It is
Yeah.
a tapestry of our lives that we were gifted these things, and it's our responsibility to use them to their best advantage and to look after them. I mean, these are friends, and each morning I love going out and seeing the vast array of movement in my garden. Butterflies and birds and hummingbirds are whizzing past, and that's what life should be.
Well, what I appreciate about the website when I went to check onto it, you have a whole list of plants that are included in the native plants.
Yeah.
And I was mentally kind of making a checklist of the things that I have, and I've got quite a few things, frankly, but a lot of them have been gifts, well, from you guys over the years. Yeah, I have a Thrallus that is a beautiful shrub that came from you all. And you were telling me, I think at the time, about the project of going to construction sites and saving plants. So let's talk a little. You've done that personally?
I have, yes. I'm not sure that it's always something they really appreciate seeing me, but yes, I have. We have a wonderful new program that the state has initiated, and it is we have one individual, Ashley Landry, and she has developed a rescue program that if you know of a construction site, you can get in touch with her and they will come. She actually rescued an entire prairie. She is going to be at our symposium in October.
Interesting, yeah.
With slides. We're talking acres, and they came in and took all of this and moved it. I mean, that's dedication. When
That's
you move it in,
remarkable.
you know, I'm going along the road, slamming on my brakes safely, getting off to the side, getting, you know, and digging up plants and taking them home because I know they're going to be wiped out.
Right.
And that is a great way to do it, to rescue these plants. But then we also have a program that the state has initiated all over Texas, and it's, don't ask, I can't remember what it's for, but they're called nice nurseries, and
Oh
they're
yeah, I wanted
certified.
to ask you about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are
nice.
certified to sell native plants, and we support them. We have programs there. We take tables and we talk to people, and of course they can't sell just native plants, but and we never say bad things. We just say we'd like for you to consider this as an alternative.
Mm-hmm.
But in I'm sure there are some around Waco, but we have 5 that are in the Bell County area.
Good.
And in Salado, there's Grizzlies and 93 Nursery and Eldred, which is a wonderful new nursery we're partnering with. For it's a foundation for young people with disabilities, and they're learning a career.
Mm-hmm.
And they're one of our partners that we just love to take care of and donate plants, and they're located in Belton. But that gives people, I mean, the one question I'm asked, where do I buy them? Well, number one, you come to our plant sale because we use that for all of our projects.
Sure.
But we also make sure that they know that there's a place to go, and now we can say HEB.
I know. That is just revolutionary to me. Although
Yeah, all of these
many
came
of
from
the
there.
plants we've gotten there, and I'd say by and large the quality of the plants has been excellent, as far as doing well and and performing the way you would hope a landscape plant would. But now you're telling me that I can have my English cottage garden
You sure
with
can.
these plants right here.
You betcha. And it can be almost year round. The hard, heavy part of the winter, sure, there's going to be some browning, but they're all going to come back. And there are some incredible programs and landscapers who that's all they do is native plant gardens. You betcha you can have your English garden. I'd rather have a Texas native plant garden any day.
Oh yeah. Well, and there is a native landscape certification program, I understand.
Yes, there is. There are 4 different ones, and you can take these through the Native Plant Society. They prefer you're a member, but they're not going to say, oh, you can't do this because you're not a member. But the membership, I mean, you can go on our website. Our website is, and this is a plug, npsotcentx.org. Now, that will take you to the states, but that's ours, and it will give you what we're doing, what we're working on. It'll list the certification classes when they come up. Mostly for the classes, you go to the one at the state.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do them in person or you can do them Zoom.
Wow.
And it's very knowledgeable. They'll start out with the basics, and they go into landscaping, show you how to do these gardens. And a lot of times, Mother Nature didn't take landscape certification course. So you go driving along and you look how these things are on their own. They don't have all the same colors. That's what I like about native plants. You can mix every color, and it's still going to be beautiful and natural and doing a good job working for the pollinators.
It's going to attract the people it's
Yes.
supposed to attract, and that would be
You
those
betcha.
those pollinators for sure. The nice nursery idea. I mean, that's remarkable.
It's a great program.
To feel like you're getting something that's going to be great for your garden. But yeah, let's talk just a little bit more. I know we're in the throes of a relatively wet spring, which is good. We've had drought, but when the wintertime comes, and something that we have kind of as gardeners stopped doing, and that's there's this inclination that when everything dies back to cut it back and make it all look pretty, but we leave things.
Good for you.
Because there is a beauty to that.
Absolutely.
Particularly
Brown is
black-eyed
beautiful.
Susans. Now, black-eyed Susans may not. Do I have to get rid of my black-eyed Susans?
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I know. Then they can be pretty kind of a bully in
And,
places.
oh yeah, well, all of them
but
can.
when
They're tough.
they're kind of pretty when they're dead. They really are.
They are.
So there's that, but it's so important for the critters.
It is. We leave everything. Usually, I cut back the end of February or the 1st of March.
Okay.
And like those autumn sages, that really pretty.
Yeah, now show
this
them the
one.
picture. Isn't that pretty nice?
Oh, these are gorgeous.
That almost sort of looks like bat-faced heather a little bit. I mean, it sort of reminds me of some
it
other.
is, and that's all the whole variety. When you
Uh-huh.
say, sage, there's so many.
Yeah.
Mealy blue sage.
Right.
This is autumn
Are
sage.
almost like a salvia, sort of in a way.
They
it reminds
are.
me of that
They're all
too.
part of that same
That
family.
same family.
But
There's
these guys, these autumn sages, they're going to look icky and they're going to brown up. But the 1st of March, if you go and cut those back till they're about like this, they're going to just mass produce blooms. And they come in such incredible colors. These come in a coral, a white, a pink, deep red. There's one called Hot Lips, which is a pink and red, or red and white.
uh-huh.
And this is a natural progression. In the field where they're growing, they're going to pass around all of those.
That's how they they do their own
Yep, that's what a
cultivars.
pollinator will do. They'll
and make
go
make
each
things
one.
happen. And the fellow in the middle, let's talk about that
The
one.
white mist?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one that is and I've got that right here. This
Shrubby
is
bone set. Now I do not have that at
Well,
all.
now
so
you do.
Now I do.
It will go home with you.
That's
But
beautiful.
this is a monarch magnet.
Mm-hmm.
There is blue mist.
Oh no, we have some of that.
They'll visit. But that is attracted to, let's see, the queens. They're similar, but they don't have the spots. They don't have
Right.
the little stained glass windows on their wings. They have more little
Okay.
open space. But they love them. They'll go to both of them. But that is definitely a monarch.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And we have some vines that are butterfly friendly. I do have a passion vine that finally, and of course the fritillary, the fritillary
Excuse me.
butterfly.
I'm not allergic to
That's
native
okay.
plants.
That's good. Trust me, I've been dealing with the
Oh, boy,
same
it's
thing
everywhere.
for weeks. Yeah. But yeah, it's and I have a pipe vine
Oh, boy.
that the swallow, and they will come and they will just about eat it to the nubbins, but somehow they know not to, they don't kill that plant and it just comes right back and it's there just for those caterpillars
They're wonderful.
to eat.
My husband sent me he always sends me things on native plants. And I didn't know this. Monarchs can smell or detect 2 miles away from a milkweed.
Really. So I need
Brand new.
So what I need to get next on my list, antelope. What did you call it?
Antelope horn.
Antelope horn,
Hmm.
milkweed.
They're hard to come by, but we can get them.
Is it like seeds? Do you have some seeds, or what's the best way to?
Those little pods will pop open and those little fluffs,
Well, and that's how the tropical do.
but they're kind of hard to do, but we are part of Monarch Watch.
Yeah.
We get plants, little seedlings.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At our spring sale, we sell those.
Okay. So
Much easier than seeds. You can go on Monarch Watch and it'll tell you how to do it from seeds.
okay.
It is not easy.
Not easy. Well, okay. So your next plant. So do you think you'll have those in October? Or
That's
Probably
not a
not.
good time for milkweed.
So
it
we're-
has to be a spring.
we're going to be in the spring.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I have learned so much today.
I might have some on my porch. I'll check and see.
Okay. Well,
I'll
if you
share
do-
one with you if I've got them.
Well, because I'm going to have some holes where those tropical were.
Good for you.
Man, we're going to put some of these websites on the header so you can be sure to find that
Great.
because there's so much great information on your website, but particularly these educational programs that you have. And how can someone become a member?
Very easy. If you go to our website, when you open it on the homepage, it says join. Just be sure you say Tonkawa chapter.
The Tonkawa chapter
But
is the one.
if
That's the
you're-
closest, really, to Central Texas.
It probably
Why is
is.
there not one in Waco?
There are some close.
Uh-huh.
Hillsboro has one,
Yeah.
and there's a couple of others. There may be a closer one that I'm not aware of, but I can check and see if I can find one. But we actually have members from Waco.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
And
you're about
from
to get 2
Gatesville
new
and-
ones.
Oh,
Because, yeah,
great.
Mike and I need to join for sure. Yeah, because we need to be aware when you have events and things coming up?
I send out a newsletter regularly. So all I need is your email, and because we have work days when we go out and we clean and we add plants, and people are always asking. Even our Holiday Inn said, "Can you put native plants in our courtyard?" Sure.
We sure can.
All it takes is a little time, and you've got to promise you'll take care of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 113 members.
Well, and
but
you know,
it's small.
you take care of plants.
That's right.
Just because it's a native plant doesn't mean you just leave it to its own devices.
And the maintenance is much, much reduced from, when you do an exotic from another country. But you still have to occasionally look after it because you can't just kill the weeds. We don't use chemicals.
Maybe a little food,
No
or
Roundup,
things.
no chemicals on
Right,
these guys.
right.
So if you want to get rid of it, a lot of times if you put a nice layer of cardboard, then you put a good mulch on top, cut a hole in it so it goes down, that's going to help keep those down. A good heavy vinegar will kill some of those weeds. But if you put any of the heavy chemicals, you're going to kill pollinators.
Right, and that's totally
That's
counterproductive.
opposite what we want to do.
Right,
But yeah,
right. Well, this has been delightful, and got a little work ahead for my husband who digs the holes.
good for you. Good for you. But
But we love gardening, and we love gardening in Central Texas. It has a few challenges. Yeah.
we can't bring them back other than teaching people not to use the killing habitat chemicals and drugs because that destroys the soil. And to add these to you're just adding beauty to your landscape.
I'm in your debt,
Oh,
Linda, for coming and visiting with us. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And come back again, certainly before that October
Anytime.
event, because we got to let people know about that.
anytime you want me, I'll be happy. There's always a time to talk about native plants.
Oh, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you. We will be right back. Stay with us.
Escape into fitness with the Schwinn IC4 bike, providing a premium, heart-pumping indoor cycling experience that combines digital connectivity with superior Schwinn quality. The IC4's smooth, quiet ride features magnetic resistance with 100 micro-adjustable resistance levels. Escape the everyday with the Schwinn IC4 bike, your ticket to a life well lived.
Stay with us. Coming up, we hear from Melissa C. and her project to collect toys for chronically ill children. The Ann Harder Show is brought to you by Main Event Waco. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. Stay with us.
I just got my Colgate Advanced LED Whitening Treatment in the mail, and I am very excited to have dramatically whiter teeth in just 10 days. My teeth are going to be 6 shades whiter. The treatment is enamel safe and hassle-free. It's even designed for my sensitive teeth. Let's open it up. Inside we have the blue light whitening device. It's a charger for after each treatment as well. There's a full 10-day supply, and it looks easy to apply. Order yours today at shop.colgate.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so happy to introduce you to Melissa C., who I just met not too long ago.
Right.
And we were at an event. You had a table set up, and you were talking about CF Love. You've got it on your shirt there.
Yes, ma'am.
I was totally unfamiliar with the nonprofit you have now in Waco, but totally enchanted by it because what you do is collect toys for kids who need them.
Yes, the chronically ill children in the hospital, they need to be celebrated. They're sick all year, not just at Christmas. So that's why we do it on July 4th, halfway through the year, celebrate them, and maybe fill the hospital's toys. So if they need some other toys throughout the year, they can use them for other events other than just 4th of July.
So CF Love is just toys, and what you say, everything we do comes from love.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what I love about talking to people like you who see a need and say, I want to do something. What can I do? And then it just becomes this big thing. So how long have you been doing this toy collection thing?
This will be our 4th year for
Yeah.
toy delivery, and it just gets, every year we drop off. It's so exciting, and just the kids, you go down there and you see the kiddos, and it's nice just to see them smile and get, people think about you when you're in the hospital, and it's really hard to be in hospital It's hard to be in a clinic situation. Some of those kiddos are in clinic all day. And so just to get a toy, just to know that somebody's thinking about you when you're going through a really hard time and they're maybe poking and prodding you, just doing all kinds of
doing
things
all the
to
things
you.
that medical people do. Yeah.
Yeah. So they just get a toy and it puts smiles on the faces and we're so excited.
Well, and this is for kids really of all ages.
Yes, ma'am. 0 to 18 years. Once they turn 18, they have to go to an adult hospital. But yes, up to 18.
So we're not talking just stuffed toys, although you take
definitely
that,
take
but
them.
activities for the older kids, people that are, what would you want if you were,
Right.
in a hospital setting or in a
Yeah.
clinic setting and just,
Yeah,
what do I do with my time?
Yeah, I mean, even the older girls, maybe fingernail polish, they can take
Aw.
their nail polish off. I don't know if they can have nail polish on, but, they could take it home with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something to Sudoku books or something like that where they could do it and work on it while they're laying in bed or while they're downstairs at the cafeteria. Just something to give them, to take their mind off what's happening around them, which they can't control.
So where can folks take toys and want to donate?
We have several places around town right now. We have Penelope Pickers on Wooded Acres. She has a spot there. Texas Arrow has a box. You can run by Texas Arrow if you're on that side of town. And then there's a smaller box at LaSalle Shops. Not a big one, but you can also message me on Facebook. It's CF Space Love. Get on there, message me, and I'd be happy to pick up, tell you where the delivery sites are, whatever we need to do.
So how did this all start? I mean, what prompted you to do this work?
Well, this all started, I have a child who has cystic fibrosis.
That is a
And-
chronic,
Yes.
terrible illness.
And he's
yeah.
31, so we're
Oh
super
my
excited.
goodness, that is
Yes.
wonderful.
So he's doing amazing. But a core memory is we were stuck in the hospital on 4th of July. And we just sitting in the hospital, just kind of bummed that we were in the hospital. People were getting ready to do their fireworks. I think one of our family members brought us some barbecue because, of course, everybody's barbecuing on 4th of July. And then the Santa Claus walked in and handed him a toy. And we just remember it was so exciting. And on
Oh.
our Facebook page, if you look at it, the picture on there is him getting that toy at 7 years old.
Okay.
So he's on there getting his summer Santa. And it's a core memory. And we wanted to give back. We wanted to put smile on faces for kids that are stuck in the hospital, for lack of a better word. They're there. We want to make them smile. We want to give them something to smile about. We want to give them something to take their mind off what's happening around them.
Well, we want to let you know about this today because the deadline is the 1st of July.
Yes, we drop off the 1st of July.
Okay.
However, we're going to do it next year.
Well, and you're always collecting toys.
Always collecting toys. But the big
Right.
deadline is July 1st. We will be dropping off at Texas Children's Houston downtown.
Okay, so that's where they're going. So on the 8th, and you're also doing something with Texas Children's
Yes.
later, right?
Yes, on the 8th, we just talked about it the other day. They're actually going to have a Santa Claus for the kiddos, dressed in Hawaiian shirt, and then kids are gonna come down from their rooms and see the Santa, and then CF Love is gonna pass them out the toy. So we
Okay.
get to really get to know these kiddos, get to talk to them, and we get to see the smiles, and that's really what we want is just those smiles. That's what we do this for, really.
Yeah. So just so I'm clear, on the 1st, you'll be handing them out where?
On the 1st, we'll be dropping them off at Texas Children's
Okay,
because
good.
they would like to look through them before
Okay,
they see what
okay.
we're giving to the kiddos. I understand that. And then the 8th is the big day was the summer Santa.
Oh, man.
And yeah, so we're super excited about that. It's the first year where we get to see the kiddos. Since COVID, they haven't let people up with the kids. Like you have to.
Oh, well, I guess that's true.
Yeah. So this is the first year. So
Oh,
we get
okay.
to see kids. Last year we got to see some kiddos in clinic, but we only got to see about 5 or 6 of them, and the parents, were there. And so this year we get to really dive in, get more kids than just cystic fibrosis. We want to talk about cancer kids. We want to talk about MS kids. We want to talk about just kids with chronic illness, and we want to
illnesses.
help them all because it's no fun.
Yeah. But locally, you do also support other agencies
do.
like Compassion Ministries and the Advocacy Center.
Yes, I just dropped off some stuffed animals yesterday to Mission Waco.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're going to give them to the kiddos there. They put them in their store, And they were just telling me about this. They put them in their store, and the parents can come in and get them for their kids.
Right.
And then they also give them out. If they come in and they just need a stuffed animal, they give them one. So, yeah, that's what they were just telling me. I just love that. Because even that kind of situation, feeling special is just important. Putting a smile on a face is...
Well, yeah, and when it's unexpected, that's even more joyous,
Right.
For both the receiver and the giver, for sure.
Exactly.
When you see that.
Yeah. If you know somebody out there just thinking about you and just loving on you, that's important.
Yeah, very, very important. Well, Melissa, this is wonderful. So these all need to be new toys, or do you have gently used?
The hospitals will only take new toys,
Okay.
which I can understand that. So the gently used ones we get, we try to give to other places like Compassion Waco, other places like that. We any donation we get, we will find a place for them. They will not be sent somewhere. They won't just be given away. They will be given to a organization, a company that has a need, and we will find a place for them.
Okay, so and especially things like books.
Oh,
And we're
yes.
talking about older children.
Yes,
It
young
is kind of
adult,
fun
yeah.
to shop, in the little boy and little girl aisle
Right.
at the store. But those older children, we need to
Yeah,
remember them, things that can
course.
amuse them.
Yeah, I talked to the hospital and I said, "What is the need?" And they said, "Well, everybody forgets the older kids. Like they kind of get left out. Of course, the older kids will take a stuffed animal if they're there. But yeah, but if the older kids can get shown some love, that would be great. Just whatever you would want if you were in a hospital and you were 15 years old. What would you want?
And maybe not feeling so hot.
Yeah, not feeling good.
Plus, realizing friends are out at the pool and they're having fun. And,
Right,
Yeah,
and
it's just doubly
Yeah, it's no
sad,
fun.
but
yeah.
for them. But hopefully, just a season that they, they're there to get better, and hopefully that's
Yeah,
the plan.
that's the
and
plan.
yeah, so I'm just my hat's off to you. You are exactly the person I love to talk to.
Thank you.
Who see a need and say, "I'll do something," and
Right.
then CF Love is born.
Yes, yes, it was just an idea, and it has just blossomed, and we are super excited. We just are and grateful for all the blessings we've been shown.
Okay, your Facebook page is awesome. I did go there, check that
Yes.
out. How else can folks get in touch with you?
The Facebook page is probably the best place. Website coming soon. It is
good.
Yes, it is in progress right
Okay,
now.
good.
So we are going to have it soon. So we're excited about that.
That will be a big help, yeah.
Yes.
And you can use some volunteer help as well.
When Texas Children's gets the boxes, they open them up, and they're just not. There's a Barbie and there a car. It's all going to be Barbies in one box, cars in another box,
Good.
stuffed animals in another box, books in another box. We need help sorting and getting that ready and prepared. Also double checking the toys, making sure they are brand new and they didn't get squished or anything in the storage.
Well, this is just what a great idea too for moms and dads at home trying to think. They'd like a worthy project for their kids to be
Sure.
involved in. What a great thing this would be for them to help out a child that's maybe not as fortunate.
Well, I don't know if I told you or not, but we also do handmade cards. The community
Okay.
is making handmade cards to give with the toys.
Good.
And so if anybody wants to make handmade cards, I have bags available of supplies. You can just message me. I can get you a bag of cardstock, and you and your kiddos can just make cards, and we'll donate them to the kids on that weekend or that holiday. So we've got quite a bit right now.
Thank you so
excited.
much
Thank you.
for what you're doing. I
Of
mean, it just
course.
means so much, I know, to so many people.
When you view the glass half full, the little things become magical. Like kicking back and sharing laughs, strike good vibes. And they'll come back. Celebrate what you love with what you wear. Even if what you love is kind of weird. Life is good in super soft tees that spark smiles and connectivity. 10% of profits go to help kids heal. So choose optimism and make the magic real. Visit lifeisgood.com.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone, and then you're gonna use the Kodak Photo Print app. It's going to print you a 4x6 photo. I am just in awe. I love how these turned out. Also, the printer comes with a free cartridge of 10 photo sheets. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
Just ahead, we've got great music with Jennifer Pisarchik and John Fox. You're going to love them.
Explore unforgettable experiences with Forest Travel. Experience the pinnacle of luxury travel with our exclusive global selection. From secluded villas to elegant train voyages, each moment is tailored for sophisticated exploration. As one of the most renowned and awarded travel agencies in the world, we are pleased to elevate your next journey to an entirely new level. Your extraordinary journey begins now. Forest Travel.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
The problem is all inside your head, she said to me. The answer is easy if you take it logically. I'd like to help you with your struggle to be free. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. She said it's really not my habit to intrude. Furthermore, I hope my meaning won't be lost or misconstrued. So I'll repeat myself. At the risk of being cruel, there must be 50 ways to leave your lover. 50 ways to leave your lover. Just about the bag, check. Make a new plan, stand. Don't need to be coy, Roy. Just listen to me. How long us, guys? Don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key, leave, and get yourself free. Just slip out the bag, check. Make a new plan, stand. Don't need to be coy, Roy. Just listen to me. Yeah, hop on the bus, guys. Don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key, leave, and get yourself free. She said, it grieves me so to see you in such pain. I wish there was something I could do to make you smile again. I said, I appreciate that. Well, could you please explain about the 50 ways? She said, why don't we both just sleep on it tonight? I believe in the morning you'll begin to see the light. And then she kissed me, and I realized she probably was right. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. 50 ways to leave your lover. Just slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, stand. You don't need to be coy, Roy. Just listen to me. Hop on the bus, guys. Don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key, leave, and get yourself free. Just slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, stand. You don't need to be coy, Roy. Just listen to me. Oh, hop on the bus, guys. Don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key, leave, and get yourself free.
Thanks for being with us. Join me Monday for the Ann Harder Show. We'll see you then. Have a great weekend.